Hi guys. Okay, so I am finally filming a wig tutorial. So yeah, the first thing that I'm going to be doing is bleaching my knots. I use the BW bleach powder in the packet. You can use the one that's in the container, whatever. 40 volume developer, and yeah. So all I'm gonna do is pour that bleach packet inside of the little measuring cup. I got mine from Forever 21. It was like $1.90. And then I'm going to apply some developer. You want it to kind of be thick, kind of like a paste. You don't want it to be super, super thin and runny. So yeah, apply a little bit at a time, and then you can kind of measure the consistency because you don't want it to run through the lace closure. So all I'm doing is lifting up the brush and making sure that the bleach isn't running off of the brush. That's how I know that it's at a good thick consistency. So all I'm going to do is just apply it on the lace closure. Depending on what volume developer you use, depends on how long you should leave it on there. I only left mine on there for about 10-15 minutes, if that, because it's a 40 volume developer, which means it's going to act pretty quickly and lift quickly. So yeah, all I'm doing is pretty much bleaching my knot so that it will blend easily when I'm applying the wig. So yeah, that's all I'm doing. And then of course you want to rinse it out, and that is how the knots look once you're done. You can also do the whole tea bag method and all that other stuff. I never do that. So for the wig part, all you're gonna do is use some T-pins and a curved needle and thread. So all I do is apply the thread inside of the hair, and then it's kind of hard to explain. I really hope you guys get what I'm doing because some people don't do this method. A lot of people just kind of just go in and just swoop it, and it's not really like the method that I'm doing. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, this is the best method that I've used, that I've learned how to do. It secures the wig very, very tightly, and it makes sure that it doesn't become loose. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, right now you're gonna see I'm gonna go back in with a T-pin because it's very, very critical that you make sure that your um, wig cap is laying like pretty taut and flat. I just use a standard stretch dome cap just because I like the way that they fit on my head. Now when you're sewing on these dome caps, you want to make sure you sew over the seams. Like right now you can see that I'm skipping over that seam. I'm not sewing through it or anything like that. That can definitely mess with how stretchy or how loose or how flexible your dome cap is. I've learned the hard way. I've had to do a lot of wigs over just because the dome cap didn't fit because I sewed on top of either the elastic band, I go above the elastic band, or I've sewn on top of those seams. So yeah, make sure you're skipping over the seams and make sure you start above that elastic band. So yeah, I really hope you guys like get the gist of what I'm doing. I do fast forward in pretty much the video because it's very long if I don't. This part I didn't fast forward just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But yeah, all I'm doing is pulling it over and looping it through. Hope that makes sense. It's just better to just look and see what I'm doing opposed to me trying to explain it. So yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll leave all the information. This hair is from Protective Styles Hair. It is their kinky curly hair. The lengths are 24, 22, 220, and an 18-inch closure. So yeah, all of the specs and everything will be down below. I do the fold over method. I don't cut my wefts until I get to the top of my until I get to the top of the wig. So yeah, you'll see what I mean when I say I'm cutting the wefts. Right now I'm just folding them over just because I like to do it this way. When you're folding them over, make sure that you are really like laying that folded part down and sewing that part down because you don't want to have a lot of humps and bumps. It's okay, kind of like you can kind of get away with it when your hair is curly just because the hair is big anyway. But yeah, as you can see, like I'm just pulling the hair over and then going up under that. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, but you can see that I'm definitely skipping over those seams. So yeah, I really, really do hope that you guys learn something from this video and get the gist of how I do it. I'll probably do another one when I do my straight hair. The technique is pretty much the same. So I don't know if you guys will need another one, but yeah, this is how I make my wigs. I'm not a professional. I am not a hairstylist or anything like that. So when I'm getting to the end of that thread, I kind of wrap it around just to secure it, and then I tie it together, and then I'll cut the excess string off just so that, and then I'll start all over with another thing. Just so I can make sure that the string is tight and none of the stitches that I've done before come loose. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking. Enjoy the video. Leave any questions that you have listed down below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, so when it comes to my closure, I do it about half the way. Like once I'm done with one bundle, I'll go in and just sew my closure down just so I can measure everything else correctly and things like that. Now when I'm doing the stitches in my closure, I like to do them pretty small and like really neat, and pay attention to this because you don't want to have a lot of lumps and bumps and all of that other stuff in your closure. So yeah, just make sure you pay a lot of attention to that because you want your closure to lay as flat as possible. So when it comes to spacing and things like that with the wig, I would definitely recommend keeping your spaces towards the back of your hair. When you get to the top portion of your hair, like towards your closure and towards just the top of your head, you want to get closer together with the tracks. So if you have to space out your tracks, I definitely wouldn't go more than an inch or two, but make sure that your spacing is definitely in the back so that when the wind blows and different things like that, you don't just see through your hair. So yeah, just keep that in mind. so this is the end of the video. But when it comes to curly hair, I definitely like to layer my curly hair. I hate for curly hair to just be straight, if that makes sense. I just don't like for it to be one length. So I definitely like to layer it. So all I'm going to do is go in with just some regular hair scissors. For the most part, by the time I had got to this, I had kind of already put it on my head and kind of measured it. So I was just kind of cleaning it up. But all I do is just kind of go down in a diagonal motion and making sure that it looks layered and making sure that it's going to have some body. That's the main thing. I like for my curly hair to have a lot of body and for things like that. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.